A very warm and heartiest welcome to all the members and students of the Tri-City living in Mohali, Chandigarh, Panchkula, Kharar and Zirakpur. I, on behalf of the Managing Committee of Chandigarh chapter of NIRC of ICSI, would like to cordially invite to the International Yoga Day, which is celebrated on 21st of June every year worldwide. Yoga, as we all know, is a primitive activity which basically helps us in staying fit and staying healthy. When we thought of celebrating the International Yoga Day, were completely confused with the fact that how would we calling the people, how would we want that people would be here physically, how would we tell them how to practice the yoga poses and the positions that are prevalent in the entire scenario. So we just came up with this particular issue of coming up with an online video. We have with us today Mrs. Disha Nanda. She's a half-baked CS executive student. She has been doing really well in yoga and practicing yoga through all her workshops and all kinds of sessions at various corporates and hotels that she is organizing from day to day and on a regular interval. Before we get on to with the actual session that will be deliberated by Mrs. Disha Nanda, I would like to bring out with her credentials. Mrs. Disha Nanda is an International Yoga Alliance certified yoga trainer with 5 years of experience. She started her yoga journey at a local yoga institute and further excelled into this field with higher studies from well-renowned Yoga Institute of Morarji Desai Institute of Yoga at Delhi under Ministry of Ayush, and then to International Shivananda Yoga Institute. She has also done numerous workshops and sessions at many corporates and hotels that I told you earlier. She has been running yoga classes online as well as physical classes also at her own place at Mohali. I'm really delighted and I'm really proud that we have with us Mrs. Disha Nanda today. She will be taking the session forward, and I would request you all to please gain some kind of benefit from this particular online video that is dedicated for you people only. Thank you so much. I would now request Mrs. Disha Nanda to please carry this forward. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Wish you all a very happy International Yoga Day. First of all, I would like to thank CS Anil Kumar, the chairman of the Chandigarh chapter of NIRC of ICSI, for giving me an opportunity to offer this yoga session to the members and the students of ICSI. So this is the 6th International Yoga Day that is being celebrated in India and throughout the world. So this is a great contribution by India to the whole world. As you know that zero was discovered in India, without which there is no value to the other numbers. The same way, yoga has its origin in India, without which there is no meaning to the life. So let's talk a little bit about yoga and asanas. So what is yoga? Yoga, as the name suggests, means yog, that is union. Union of our body with the breath, union of our physical with the eternal, union of Shiva with Shakti, union of Ida with Pingla, and our being with the cosmos. Yoga is not only a way to tone your body, yoga is a way of life. All the activities that you do, like drinking water, eating food, excretion, all are a part of yoga. The more you are conscious about the activities you do, the more you are in connect with your energies. And the more you are in connect with your energies, the more you are in connect with the cosmic geometry. So we are all a part of this solar system. So what are asanas? Asanas are just a way to align your body with the geometry of the universe. You must have heard of antennas. Earlier in 80s or so, there were antennas to get clear picture on the television. If the antennas were aligned correctly, the picture was clear and perfect, and a slight movement in the antenna would cause disturbances. The same way are the asanas. If you do the asanas properly, you will notice that you are in connect with everything around and the picture becomes clear and perfect. So enough of talking, now let's start practicing some basic yoga postures, because when we are asleep there is no movement in the body, so the fluid gets collected around the joints. So after you do these practices, you will notice that the fluid starts moving and the blood circulation improves. So let's start with the joint movement practice. We'll start with the neck practices. So we'll start with the joint movements. One must practice these joint movements for easy mobility and to remove rigidity from the body. So for the neck practices, we'll stand with our feet shoulder width apart. Our neck should be loose and relaxed. There are 4 neck practices. We'll start with the first one, that is back and forward movement of the neck. So as you inhale, take your head back. As you exhale, bring your chin to the chest. Inhale, head back. Exhale, chin to the chest. This is the first practice. We can do this 3 to 4 times. The second practice is side to side. The feet should be apart. Now close your eyes. Move your neck to the right side as you inhale. Move your neck to the right side. Your chin should be parallel to your shoulders. Should be in line with your shoulders. As you exhale, back to the center. As you inhale to the left. As you exhale, back to the center. Again, inhale to the right. Exhale, center. Inhale, left. Exhale, center. Remember not to move your shoulders while doing this practice. The third is the ear to the shoulder. We'll try to touch the ear to the shoulder. Inhale. As you exhale, take your head towards your right side. Try to touch your ear with the shoulder. Feel the stretch. As you inhale, back to the center. As you exhale to the left. As you inhale, back to the center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So this was the third practice, ear to the shoulder. Now the fourth is. The fourth one is rotation. We'll rotate the neck first from the clockwise and next is anti-clockwise. So as you exhale, bring your chin to the chest. We'll start from right to left. So while doing the rotation, half rotation you have to do as you inhale and half rotation you have to do while exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Opposite side. Inhale. Exhale. Once again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So remember to do the neck practices as slow as possible and try to feel the stretch while you are doing the practice. So the next is shoulder rotations. We'll start. Keep your hands loose and relax. Your shoulders should be loose and relaxed. Now we'll make circles with the shoulders. You first bring the shoulders forward, up, back, and drop. Now opposite side, back, up, forward and drop. It should be smooth. So all these practices can be done 3 to 4 times, and you can do these practices twice or thrice a day. If you're working on laptops, this is very necessary to rejuvenate your body, to rejuvenate your neck muscles and to bring energy to your body. So the next is hand movements. Stretch your hand forwards, stretch your fingers as much as possible. Your hands should be open. Now bring from the wrist, move your hands down, up, down, up. You'll feel the stretch in your wrist. Down, up, down. Now bring your thumb inside, fingers outside, make a fist. Now we'll rotate the wrist slowly, both the hands together. Opposite side. Try to keep the movement slow. Now keep the fist, we'll rotate our hands. This will help to improve the mobility of the shoulders. We'll rotate the hands as fast as possible. Full circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Knee movements. Bend your knees a little bit. Keep your thumb inside and fingers outside, and we'll rotate the knees. First clockwise, three times clockwise and 3 times anti-clockwise. This knee movement is very good for the people, those who are having knee problems and those who have undergone knee surgeries. They can practice this very easily. Now coming to the feet, bring your leg up. Do not move the upper portion of the leg. We'll have to move just the lower portion of the leg, below the knees. Now we'll kick as we are kicking a football. Kick. 1, 2, 3. Now oscillate. 3, 4, 5. Knee straight. We'll move the foot in and out. Stretch your toes out. Stretch your toes in. Out. In. Now rotations. Opposite side. Relax. Now you can repeat the same movements with the left leg as well. Now moving forward, we'll do certain yoga asanas. We'll do easy asanas that you can practice at home. The first one is Tadasana. How to do Tadasana? First, interlock your fingers. Stretch your hands up. And now balance your body on your toes. Heels up. Balance your body on your toes. Take a point in front of you and focus on that point. This will help you to bring stability into the asana, and you will be able to hold the asana for a long time. Now as you exhale, bring both the hands down. Tadasana has many benefits. It helps you improve your posture. If you have an ability to hunch your back, it will help you improve your posture. Tadasana also helps to increase your height. It also improves the blood circulation. Moving on to the next, the back and the forward bend, which is my favorite as it helps to remove anxiety and stress. It also helps to improve your flexibility in the spine, which is very important if you are doing any activity, because the more the flexible is the spine, the more you are young, and it also helps to bring focus in whatever you're doing. So back bend, keep your hands on your waist, your thumb at the back, your fingers in the front. As you inhale, bend. As you exhale, bend forward. As you inhale, back bend. As you exhale, bend forward. If you feel uneasy in the posture, don't extend. You may come back and stop. So the next is the Utkatasana or the chair pose. All these asanas can be practiced anywhere, in your office, at your home. You can practice these anywhere. So the next is the chair pose. Take your feet apart, shoulder width distance. Now bend your knees a little bit. Your shoulders should be straight. Take your hands up. You should not bend your spine forward. Your spine should be straight and your hands up. Bring your hips a little bit more down and focus. Hold for a few seconds. And as you exhale, relax. It strengthens your hip muscles, calves and back muscles. It helps to tone your legs very nicely, and it also helps to improve your metabolism. So these are the asanas that you can practice every day and at any place you want. So moving on to the breathing practices. For the breathing practices, you may sit in any comfortable position. You may sit in Vajrasana like this. You may sit in Sukhasana or any other asana that you are comfortable in. So mind is the king of all the senses and breath is the king of the mind. As you get control over your breath, you will notice that you have control over your mind. And as you have control over your mind, there will be no problem like stress, anxiety, lethargy. So let's start with the breathing practices. The first practice that we do is full yogic breath. Do you know that we are not using our lungs to the full capacity? We are using only the upper and the middle portion of the lungs. Our breath is shallow, so the oxygen that we inhale is not enough for the body to function properly. So full yogic breath is the breathing that involves all the three portions of the lungs. It involves the lowermost portion of the lungs, that is very important as it brings enough oxygen to the body and it helps to increase the metabolism, to improve the immunity and the situations that we are facing today. This yogic breath would help you immensely. So we'll start with the full yogic breath. Full yogic breath involves breathing from the abdomen, the rib muscles and from the shoulders. So keep keep your left hand on your abdomen and right hand on your rib cage. As you inhale, expand your abdomen, your rib cage and strengthen your shoulders. As you exhale, relax your shoulders, contract your rib cage, contract your abdomen. Try to feel the movement with your hands. As you feel the movement, you can remove your hands from your chest and abdomen and you can practice it. You can keep the palms on your thighs and you can practice full yogic breath. Inhale, expand your abdomen, your rib cage, your shoulders. As you exhale, contract your rib cage, your abdomen. As you practice full yogic breath, you will feel calmness in your body. You will feel the relaxation that it provides. You will feel the amount of oxygen that it brings to the body. You will feel the energy. We'll do Anulom Vilom Pranayam. Anulom Vilom Pranayam helps to balance both the nostrils. Your right nostril controls the left portion of your mind and your left nostril controls the right portion of your mind. So, to bring balance between both the nostrils is very important for your mind to function to its full capacity. You have heard some people are very emotional and some people are very logical. So, to bring the balance between emotions and logic, one must practice Anulom Vilom Pranayam. Anulom Vilom Pranayam also helps to open up the 72,000 nerves and nadis that emerge from the nostrils, from both the nostrils. 36,000 nerves and nadis originate from the left nostril and 36,000 originate from the right nostril. So, we'll practice Anulom Vilom Pranayam. Sit in any comfortable position. Fold your index finger, your middle finger. Your ring finger and the little finger should remain straight. Now, the other hand on the left thigh in Chin Mudra. Now, block your right nostril with the thumb and start inhaling from the left nostril. Now, block the left nostril. Exhale from the right nostril. Now we inhale from the right nostril. Block the right nostril. Exhale from the left. We'll start the Anulom Vilom practice from the left nostril and we'll end the Anulom Vilom practice from the left nostrils. Remember, do not press your nose hard. Just block the nostril. Do not press the nose so that it moves left or right. You have to just gently press the nostril so that no air can come through the nostril. And do not move your shoulders, your head, or do not change your face expressions while doing this. It is very beneficial for everyone. One must practice these breathing practices for at least 10 to 15 minutes a day to boost your immunity, to boost your mental well-being, and to boost your overall well-being. So it's time to conclude the session. There is a lot more I want to share about yoga, but as the time is limited, I have tried to share the best I can, and All the postures that we have done are simple and very effective, and all these postures can be practiced at home by yourself. These will not harm you anyway, but if you want to learn advanced practices, it must be done under a proper guidance. At last, I would request everyone to practice yoga in this time of global crisis, as it would be very helpful to fight this virus and will help you boost your immunity, and we will emerge as winners together. So once again, I would like to thank all the students and the members of the ICSI. If you want to take your yoga journey forward, you may contact me on the details mentioned below. Thank you everyone. We'll meet again.
Thank you so much, Dishananda, for such a wonderful yoga session. As you all are aware that the yoga can play a very important role in our day-to-day life. No doubt, we can rediscover ourselves with the yoga. On behalf of a managing committee of Chandigarh chapter of ICSI and its member, I thank you for sparing your valuable time to take this session of yoga. Thank you, all of you, and happy International Yoga Day. Thank you.